that's a great way to start either of you gents. It's a great way to start the season, the long-term contract extension.
Yeah, no, it really is. We've had a couple of guys sign on recently as well. But Will and I are getting long-term. We are really comfortable with where the club's at and looking for the future. And we're going to build again off last year's great season.
Christy, from a player's perspective, tell us about, obviously these days a lot spoken about money, but security. You've got a long-term contract that frees up a lot of opportunities in itself.
Yeah, no, it certainly does. Like talking with my manager and stuff, we were always going to look for something that's going to be a bit more long-term deal for myself, just so we can settle in at the club, and I'm sure everyone else is the same. But where the club is going, and hopefully Taylor Adams signs a long-term deal as well. We've got a lot of core players that are going to be sticking around for a while, so it's really good to see.
Have you spoken to Taylor about something on the bottom line?
I haven't yet. I asked if he has, but he said he's still negotiating. So hopefully he can get that done before the season or whenever he's ready. And yeah.
It's funny how life brings you full circle, though, isn't it? To have come to the club as part of the Dane Beans deal and now be signing on to play alongside him. It's strange how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is pretty funny. We've had a few laughs about it. How it all came about. Like, I was looking for more opportunity down here, and I was lucky enough to get that. But now he's made his way back to the Pies, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in, and looking forward to playing with him.
How has he been going? Because the times we've seen him at training, it's sort of been a lot of running for him. Is everything going okay with him?
Yeah, he's holding up really well. I think he's just been a bit crook the last week, so he'll be back in the club tomorrow when we all come back off our community camp. So really looking forward to digging in the next couple of weeks and building into our match practice and our JLT games.
Will, just you also came from, well known, you came from GWS, and you do that, and there's an element of, I guess, of a little bit of uncertainty as to how it's going to pan out. How good is it that it's turned out so well for the both of you?
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely awesome to come down and play for the Pies. I personally grew up barracking for the Pies, so to come home and play for them has been incredible. But yeah, just coming back from another club that you know there was probably going to be success up there was a tough decision, but at the end of the day, I'm glad to come home.
You're coming off one of your best years. Do you expect to have more focus from defenders, given that you kicked so many goals last year?
I think it's still going to be tough for the defenders because of our forward line. Hopefully we get Bill back this year and Goldie up forward as well. So we're still going to have the exact same forward line that we had. So it's going to be interesting.
Bucks has been really strong about the standards that he wants to keep up, and that he's not going to be afraid to drop players if required. Have you noticed a particular shift over the pre-season? Obviously hurting after the grand final loss, but in him particularly and the standards he's going to set? No,
we had the exact same standards last season throughout the whole year, so we're just going to stick to the same ones and just play the same footy we have been.
Do you want Tyson Goldsack in attack?
Absolutely.
Is he viable?
Yes, he is.
Christy, what are your thoughts on the midfield mix? There's been a few articles this week already talking about how it's going to be difficult for even guys like Pendles to get a spot in there. And I say that in all seriousness, it's an amazing midfield. What's happening there in terms of training and so forth?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of mix and matching going on. Like as Bucks has said, we're still trying to find our right mix and might not find it till late in the pre-season. But obviously we've got so many players that can go through mid, forward and back. But you're going to have to be able to play multiple roles to be able to get a spot on the team at the moment. So it's a healthy competition for spots, and as long as everybody's healthy on the list and stuff, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on the older mids to keep their spot.
Do you welcome that kind of pressure?
Oh yeah, 100%. It brings out a lot of competitiveness in the group, and within that, everyone will try and get the best out of themselves.
Has there been a conscious decision? I know you mentioned, buying long term before. Is there a conscious decision, to sacrifice the opportunity to get perhaps more money elsewhere for you guys to stick together? Have you guys just addressed that as a group, or do you address that together? I mean, Hawthorn, for example, did that during a successful period.
No, personally, we haven't really discussed anything like that as a group or team or anything like that, but I was just more than happy to sign a long-term contract. Like, it's pretty hard industry, AFL, and if I'm going to try and get a long-term contract, I'd be more than happy to do that. I'd love to play as long as I can, doesn't matter what the money is.
Will, you spoke about giving, I guess, in a sense, giving up the chance for success when you moved. Just your thoughts after it's coming so close last year, and there's a lot of excitement around Collingwood, whereas 12 months ago we all know there was a lot of what ifs. Just your thoughts on where things are at going into the new season.
Yeah, we thought we had the right formula to play finals, but we didn't think it would come this quick. So just to be there and get the experience last season, it's only going to help us for this year and years to come. So hopefully we just, we gel and play team footy, and who knows what we can do.
Yeah, Buck spoke last Friday about how you guys reviewed the grand final. As soon as you got back, you did it, and you reviewed it like a normal game. We all know what happened at Adelaide last year. Do you have a sense that you're moving on in the right way from what happened?
Absolutely. We looked at the things where, there was only maybe in the last quarter where we could have changed a few things, but we were happy with how we played, and we just weren't strong enough to hold on in the end.